Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Infotech with Zafar Khan. Today I am going to discuss a new lecture for DevOps profile and it is a lecture number 27. The agenda of this lecture is we will understand about the types of Terraform variable and we will do demo for configuration of AWS infrastructure. So this is basically Terraform variable part 2. So let's go through some basic concept about Terraform variable types. We use variables to store any data. We also need to classify them according to the data type. The type of variable on Terraform follows the same idea and scope for other languages. However, using variable on Terraform provides us great flexibility to build our code dynamically to adapt to any scenario. The different types of Terraform variables we have string, a sequence of a Unicode character representing some text like hello or any other word. So it's a string variable. Alphanumeric is also come under the string variable. The another one is the number, a numeric value. So basically the number type can represent both the whole number like 25, 15, 16, whatever it is, as well as fractional value like decimal value, 6.25, 6.28, whatever it is. So these are the numeric value. So that's why it will come under number variables. There is another variable called list, a sequence of values like US East 1A, US East 1B, US East 1C. The elements in a list are identified by consecutive whole numbers. So whole number means we can identify the first one with the 0, the second one with the 1, and the third 2, fourth 3, fifth, and so and so. So it will identify by consecutive whole numbers starting with 0. Remember it. The first one US East 1 will be 0 and then the second one will be 1, third one will be 2, similar like that. So it will start with 0. I will show you. Next one is the map, a group of values identified by the name label like name is equal to John and age is equal to 52 and whatever it is. So mapping basically name, what name is there. So name is map with the John. Similarly, age is map with 52, whatever the age is. Or technically we can say that US East 1A is equal to T2 dot micro means we will map this availability zone US East 1A availability zone instance type we mapped with T2 micro. Similarly for US East 1B we will map to instance type T2 nano, and US East 1C we will map it T2 small. So this is the map variable. So map are represented by a pair of curly braces containing the series of key values. Key is the US East 1A and the values we are mapping with the instance type T2 micro and so and so. Next one is the boolean. Bool basically we write a bool, but it's basically a boolean value, either true and false. So boolean value can be used in conditional logic. So boolean type variable also supports another approach to specify true and false. We can specify 0 with double quotes, and Terraform will automatically convert it to false. So 0 with the double quotes, it will be false, converted into the false. And the same idea happen for true as well. So we can specify 1 and it will be converted to true. So 0 means false, 1 is true with the double quote. Remember it. So note, if you don't define the variable type, then by default it will pick up the string also. Before 0.11 version, you have to put double quotes in string. Remember it, this is the important one. 0.11 version, before 0. Until 0.11 version, the string we mention the double quotes. String we mention with the double quote. And after this, I mean latest version, after 0.11, so double quote is not required. Okay, otherwise it will give the error. I will show you that also. And if the variable type is list, you need to put the default value, otherwise it will give the error. So let's start the practical. We will make a folder for our working directory. Let's make a folder named Terraform variable types. So first we will make a Terraform variable type mkdir Terraform variable types. Okay, so we'll go inside over here, cd Terraform variable types. Yeah, so this is basically our working directory. So in this directory we will create a three files. First one is the main.tf, where we will create a resources, and then provider.tf, where we will select the AWS provider and necessary key for access, and then another file called variable.tf, where we will mention all the variable names. Okay, so now first we will create a main.tf. So what I will do to understand it, first we will create a resource over here, and that resource will be the load balancer. Okay, so go to the Terraform website and select the AWS ELB. This is resources ELB classic, and resource is AWS ELB. So just copy the this one, right? So copy and paste, simply paste over here. Need to do some changes over here. Let's do the changes. So here AWS ELB, so let's put the proper name, that is ELB name. We will take a reference ELB name, right? And this one you can put ELB name, ELB. Let's put in capital, right? And availability zone, as we are using the Northern Virginia, so rather than west, we will use the east 1A. In the Northern Virginia, the availability zone 1 east 1A, 1B, and 1C. It could be 1B, and here as well, east 1C, right? This log we will not use, so we'll remove this one. Listener instance port 8000 and LB port 80 is fine, we will keep it. Okay, this listener is not required, so we'll remove this one as well. Health check, let it be. Right, now here instances we are not using. Instance we will create it, but for this we will not attach it basically, so it's not required. Once you attached it, then you will put the instances ID as well. So idle time, we will create a variable for idle time, so we'll put the uh, rather than hard coding, just we will use the variable. So var dot elb timeout. Remember it, we will put the same variable name elb timeout in the variable, right? Tag is tag, you can put infotech, infotech. Just save it. Okay, then we will create a variable another file with a variable. We will write the variables as well, right? So vi variable, you can put any name, just I am taking the because I am writing all variables over inside this file, so that's why I have given the name variable.tf. So let type variable. First variable we will put the variable name, elb name, right? Elb name, okay, and type would be the string. Type is equal to a string. We will not put the double quote. I have already explained why we are not putting the double quote. Okay, if you put the double quote, we will get the error, because up to 0.11 version, we generally put the double quotes in the string, but we are using the higher version, then it's double quotes is not required. Okay, and we are also not putting the default value, so let it ask when execute this one. Okay, so variable, then elb timeout, elb timeout. The here type is time, we have given the, I mean, timeout generally it's a, it would be the number only, no, numerical value, so the type would be the number. Type is equal to number. Yeah, so let's save it and execute first. Okay, so we need to create another file, that is provider.tf. So we will just copy the provider.tf from the previous one. Cd, copy this one, it is in this folder probably. Let's check. Yes, so vi provider.tf. Okay, just copy it, go back, Terraform variable types cd Terraform variable. Okay, so now vi provider.tf, just paste over here and save it. So we have all three files. Now what we will do, we will initialize first and then execute the command terraform plan and then terraform apply. Okay, so terraform init, it is initializing, installing HashiCorp, AWS provider. Yeah, it is initialized. Let's execute the command terraform plan. It will ask, yeah, put the LB value, put 100. Now terraform apply. Again it will ask ELB 100. Yes. Okay, duplicate one there probably. So let me remove that. Is it load balancer? Oh shit, this need to be removed. Action, delete the load balancer. Confirm. So it is now deleted. Zero load balancer. Yeah, it is now deleted. So just apply once again. Go to the terminal and apply. Value is ELB 100. Yes. Yeah. So one is added now. So let's check, refresh it. Oh yeah, it's now. Yes. So it is inside this. So this is now created LB. Okay. So 1A, 1B and 1C, our availability zone, and we have mentioned the port 80 and 8000. And the timeout we have given the variable name, but are just asking what how much time is the idle timeout would be. 100 I have given, so it is showing now. So this is fine. Okay, so we have created the load balancer. We have created a resource called a load balancer using string type and number type variables. Now we will use the list type variables, and for this we will create three instances. Let's create a variable first. So we will go variable.tf file. Okay. Vi variable.tf variable, then instance. We will create three instances. So instance type, instance type, and type we will creating list. Okay. So for list type variable, default value should be there. Default is equal to type is T2 micro, then T2 in small, T2 is small, then T2 medium, T2 medium, and we'll close the braces, right? And we'll also name the tag as well. So let's create a variable for tag as well. So instance name, basically variable instance name. Okay, this will be also a list because we are creating a three instance, so name would be three. So type is equal to list, default value will put, so three instance we will name it Jenkins server, Jenkins, then we'll put Ansible, and then web server. Close the braces for this variable as well. Okay, so we have created a variable for instance type and then instance name. So remember it, default value is T2 micro, T2 small, and T2 medium. So this one we will indicate as a 0, this one is 1, and this one is 2. I will show you how to write, actually how to map this one. So similarly for this one is 0, this one is 1, and this one is 2, right? So let's save it and create the instance. So instance we will create in the main.tf folder. So vi main.tf. So let's create instance over here. Resource AWS instance. So we'll put gen first. AMI is equal to, you know how to get the AMI, so let's copy and paste from here. Amazon machine image, just copy it. Okay, and then instance underscore type is equal to, we are using the variable to var dot instance type, and what we will write, we will write 0 for Jenkins server, right? And then let's put the tags is equal to name is equal to var dot instance name will put 0 as well. We will close this process and then for the main one, right? So what we will do, we will copy over here to save our time and just change the name. So this one is for Ansible. Our AMI will be the same, so just Ansible, put over here full name, and then instance type will be 2, oh sorry 1, and the instance name will also be 1, right? Similarly do for the web server as well. So it's for the web, and it would be 2. So this is the way to write the variable if you are using the list, right? So let's save it. Okay, and then apply Terraform, apply, maybe some comma something missing over here, so let's check main.tf. Yes, missing this one, instance Amazon AMI. So this is also part of learning. Okay, if anything wrong, then you can find it. Okay, ELB 300. So instance is creating. Yes. So if we are getting any error during the practice, so this is also part of learning. Okay. Yes, so now 3 is added. So let's check 3 instance has been created. Or go to the instance. Yes, we will check here only. Terminated one, not. Yeah. So 3 instance has been created. Jenkins is a T2 micro, Ansible is T2 small, and web server is T2 medium. Okay. So just check now the variables. Vi. Okay. So this one is the instance type, and first one is the Jenkins one, okay, and 0 1 0. So 0 T2 micro. So Jenkins should be T2 micro, and Ansible Ansible should be T2 small and web server T2 medium. Let's see exactly the same is there or not. Yes, Jenkins is T2 micro, Ansible is T2 small, and web server is T2 medium. Okay, so these are the types of variable which we have mentioned, the least type of variable, and we have to write in this way. Okay, vi main dot tf. So we have written in this way. This is the basically way to write. Okay, the variable. The instance type 0 was first Jenkins, and the 1 for the Ansible, and then uh, 2 for the web server. Okay. Now we will use for the map variable. Okay. What we will do? We will just let me show you first. Okay. So availability zone here it is mentioned US East 1E, 1C and 1C. Okay, that means it is picked by default. Okay, I have not assigned the availability zone, but let me assign the availability zone, and accordingly we will map which server will keep on which availability zone. Okay, so let's first add the availability zone in our instance. We will not use the default one, we will use it our one. Okay, so first we will create the variable for availability zone and will assign the availability zone accordingly. Okay, for this server. So what exactly we will do, we will map it basically. So let me create the variable vi variable dot tf. So variable dot tf, we will create the variable for availability zone. Okay, variable aval zone, and type would be the list. Put the default value as well. Default is equal to US East 1A. Better copy it so that will not mess the double code. 1B and 1C. Okay, and then close it. So this is basically 1 0, and this is a 1, and this is the 2. Okay, so Jenkins server will be available in 1A, Ansible server will be available in this zone, and web server will be available in this zone. Okay, and instance type is as it is. So let's go and do the changes in the main.tf as well. Okay, vi main.tf. So we will add the availability zone. Availability underscore zone is equal to var dot aval zone, and var dot aval zone we will put 0 for Jenkins, right? So 1A, it will show 1A. Currently what it is showing, currently Jenkins is showing 1E, but I am changing now. Okay, so similarly we'll do for here as well, and we'll keep 1, and this will show 1C. 2 availability zone. Yeah, spelling is correct. Yeah, so now apply the Terraform. ELB 400. Yes. Currently it is showing 1E Jenkins, but what I have assigned 1A and 1B and 1C web server. Remember it. Okay. So let's complete it, then we will refresh. Yeah. So two added, one change, and two destroyed. Okay. So let me go here, which all are running. All threes are running, and here it is. What? Refresh first. Right. Availability zone of the Jenkins server has been changed. I have assigned this 1A, and for the Ansible, I have assigned 1B, and for the web server, 1C. And then the T2 micro is there, T2 for Ansible, T2 small is there, and for web server, T2 medium is there. Okay. Now, one more variable we will use, that is map. Okay. So what map will do, actually we will map it. For example, one this availability zone 1A have server Jenkins server is there, but the instance type is T2 micro. I want to change this instance type. I because Jenkins server, for example, Jenkins server is a very heavy load, okay, and it lot of activities done by the Jenkins, okay. So we want to change this from T2 micro to T2 medium or T2 small, okay. So we will use the map variable, okay. So now let's create the map variable. Vi variable dot tf variable map zone. Map zone, okay. Now type we will select map, right? Type is equal to map, and for map we will have the default value. We will open the curly braces for map variable in the default. So default, open it with the curly braces and just map it. So what we will map, US East 1, it is currently the T2 micro, but it's a Jenkins server is, right? So we will map it with T2 medium, T2 medium, right? And for US East 1B, 1B is equal to 1B is our Ansible server. Ansible server. So we will put the T2 micro, T2 micro. For example, it has very less activities in the Ansible server. So we will use the T2 micro, okay. And US East 1C is our web server. So we'll put the T2 small, T2 dot small, right? Now close the curly braces for map and then the final variable one. Okay, so I have changed the variable. Okay, so Jenkins server I have assigned the T2 medium, and Jenkins server is in this availability zone, so I have assigned this. And Ansible server I have assigned this T2 micro, and then web server we have assigned the T2 small instance type. Okay, so we need to change the same thing in the main.tf variable. Okay, so go to main vi main.tf. So what we will change over here? Instance type. Okay, so instance type we will change. So how you will write here? Just write yeah, let's save it. So all error is a part of learning. Don't bother about that. Oh, sorry. Yes, so we are doing mistake over here. Equals to. Okay, so this is not required. Just remove this one. So we need to put over here equals. So that's why we are getting the error. Anywhere now it is corrected. It should work. ELB 300. Yes. Right. So all four changes has been done. So let's check now. Uh, Here, refresh. Yes. So now Jenkins server has been changed. I mean, instance type has been changed, and then availability zone is the same. So Jenkins are in this availability zone, and we have changed the instance type. Okay, by using the variable map. So whatever the mapping we have done, it is now reflecting. Okay. So in this video, we have learned all Terraform variable types: string, numerics, maps, and list. So the Terraform variable are a powerful feature to help us reuse variables without repeating them in all location we have need them. Also, be aware of that it is possible to build object and list of object given us more alternative to make our configuration more robust and easier to maintain. So thank you guys. We'll meet again with the new video. If you have any query, leave the message in the comment section. We'll try to solve it as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to click the subscribe button please.